Spanish and European football giants FC Barcelona recently came into a financial windfall with a new deal signed with Nike that could potentially make them rich once again. Welcome to another episode of Money Talks. My name is Tony Young, and here to break down this fantastic deal is our resident financial expert and Barcelona fan, might I add, Ayola Kelechi. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tunde.
So, can you talk us through this Nike deal that has gotten a lot of Barcelona fans really pompous? What exactly is this deal? How much is involved, and how long is it going to be for?
Well, as you know, Barcelona and Nike have had a strong partnership for several years, but recently they were about to renew the sponsorship deal, the jersey sponsorship deal that's been running since the 90s. And initially, Barcelona wanted to take the deal away from Nike and start producing their own jerseys because they didn't feel that they had a good enough offer on the table. But something like the last minute, Nike offered them a deal that they believed was good enough, and it's worth about $1.7 billion. That's about 285 trillion naira, if you look at it that way. But it's spread over 14 years. That means that for the next 14 years at least, Barcelona will be sponsored by Nike. And that means that every season, they're going to be getting around $121 million per year.
My eyes are watering just thinking about all this amount of money, and I can see why Barcelona fans on the internet have been happy. But from what you know about football, does this translate into the financial muscle that lots of fans expect? Because people have been talking about, signing Haaland, signing Mbappe, building a Barcelona super team because of 1.7 billion over 14 years.
Well, if you were $1.7 billion in 1 year, then maybe, but over 14 years is, like I said, about $124 million. And when you consider that Barcelona was already receiving something from Nike, because up till 2028, they were supposed to have a deal with Nike in place. But now with the new deal, they're going to be earning about $40 million more than they would have initially up until 2028. And then from 2028, they would earn an extra $58 to $60 million on top of what they already earn. But when you look at it in terms of, can this money help them sign a player like Erling Haaland? The obvious answer is no. Because even with the money that they're going to get, they are still going to struggle, in fact, to meet up with La Liga's 1v1 ratio rule, which would allow them to sign players freely. I mean, we've seen over the past few years, every time Barcelona signs a player, they almost have to get rid of one player to balance the books. And even with this Nike deal, they will still need around $20 million in order to properly balance their finances, to move back into the 1 ratio 1 rule for La Liga's financial regulations. So the answer is no. If you look at Haaland, he currently earns around 90 million euros per season at Manchester City. That's before the new deal that he's about to sign, which means that there's no way that they can afford such a player on their roster. That's before you even think about the implications of a transfer fee, which would be in the hundreds of millions of euros. So the extra 40 to 50 million that they're going to get from Nike is not going to be enough. It's barely going to be enough to help them balance the books, but nothing more than that.
Anyway, all I heard was just a fancy way of saying Barcelona is still broke. So the Barcelona fans out there can calm your nerves. The poverty period is not over. This was another episode of Money Talks brought to you by LifeScoreBet. My name is Tony Young. Ayola Kelechi. Thank you for giving us some much needed insights into the Barcelona and Nike deal. Let us know what you think in the comments.